Oh, what's going on, guys? HK Titan here with another balloons video. And first things first, as always, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. So in today's video, we're going to be jumping back into another Balloons Tower Defense 6 walkthrough slash playthrough slash guide. And into today's guide, we're going to be jumping on Town Center half cache mode because you guys have been requesting more and more half cache modes. So I'm going to go ahead and be doing quite a few of those over the next few days. But for this one, we will be using the obyn strat that I did in the previous Monkey Meadow guide, and of course we will have our Monkey Knowledge turned off. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Now for this strategy, it's going to be the same as the last time. We're going to eat a couple of lives over or on round 4, and then we're probably going to have a couple more lives lost in the rounds past that as well. But if everything goes the way it has been going, we should only drop down to roughly like 73 or 72 lives if everything goes as planned. So the first thing that we're doing is we're saving up to buy ourselves a second dart monkey, which is not too expensive, but this little rush of blue balloons is exactly why we lose a couple of lives. So if you lose lives here, don't worry, it is completely planned. And there's nothing that we can really do to avoid it without messing up the strategy. Because, of course, we need to make sure that we have enough popping power for round 40. And using this strategy, we will have more than enough popping power. So, as you can see, now that we have 2 dart monkeys down, we are doing a lot better in popping the balloons. And, of course, now we really shouldn't struggle too much in dealing with any of the balloons. At least too much. And then as soon as we can afford ourselves a third dart monkey, we can go ahead and afford that. Now it is very important that you place down your dart monkeys right here because this is one of the only spots on the map where the dart monkeys will have ample time in order to pop the balloons. Because of course they have this little curve here, then they circle around this little house, and then they have a second chance to hit them as well. So this is why right here is where you ideally want to place your dart monkeys. And then of course we're going to end up selling all of these guys, and then we're going to buy another tower to place there, but that's going to be a little bit later on in the strategy. The thing that we're doing right now is we're waiting to have enough money to afford our obyn, because of course we want to get our obyn on the field as soon as possible. But we are not going to sell our dart monkeys though, because if we sell our dart monkeys, then we're not going to have enough popping power to deal with the balloons. Even though they're just tier 1, they still have a lot of popping power, especially for this half cache mode. So we're going to leave them on the field probably until the later rounds, and then we can go ahead and sell them when we get our alchemist going, and then we can afford to upgrade our alchemist as well. But that's gonna come past round 40. We're probably not gonna be able to do that until like round 55, round 56. So our dart monkeys are gonna be hanging out for quite some time. And we should be able to afford our obyn here in just 1 second. And this is the round where we lose an additional life, and that's just simply because even though the dart monkeys are doing a great job in popping the balloons, it's still not a lot of popping power. So we should be able to afford our obyn this round, and here in just 1 second we should be able to buy him. So let's go ahead and slow things down just a little bit, that way we can go ahead and get our placement right. We want to place our obyn to where he's able to hit the opposite pathway and even down towards the bottom here. So this is the ideal placement for your obyn. And now that we have our obyn on the field, the next thing that we're going to be saving up for is we're going to be saving up for a ninja. And again, we're going to have a very meticulous placement with our ninja as well, because we need to make sure that when we place down our alchemist, our ninja is getting the alchemist buff and it isn't wasted on these dart monkeys right here, because of course we want to make sure our ninja stays buff for the majority of the time that we have him on the field, because he's going to be our main popping power to start. So we should be able to afford our ninja here in just 1 second. Again, we're probably going to drop down to about 72, 73 lives, because again, we really do not have that much popping power just yet. So let's go ahead and place down our ninja. Ideally, we want to place him roughly right about here. We can place him a little bit further up, but the reason why I try to place him a little bit staggered from the obyn is because we want to make sure that the ninja gets the majority of the alchemist buff when we actually place him down. So the next thing that we're going to be buying is we're going to be buying Seeking Shurikens because we want to make sure that the ninja is being as effective as possible. And if you don't know, if you don't have these Seeking Shurikens, the ninja will only fire in a straight line. But with the Seeking Shurikens and stuff like that, the ninja can basically curve his shurikens around corners. Alright, so now we're just going to be upgrading our ninja here. We're going to get him all the way up to a tier 3, and then we're going to start working on buying another tower. That's going to be the main popping force behind popping the Moab balloon on round 40. And then of course we have a couple of other things that we're going to be going for. We're going to be going for druids because of course with Obyn's power, the main towers that we want to use are going to be magic because of course at level 11 Obyn gets that little buff where he increases the attack power of magic monkeys. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to place down Obyn's Brimble Patch. It's not going to do much because Obyn's still a low level, but it does pop a little bit of extra balloons. Nothing too crazy, but it does help out a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to be saving up for double shot here in just 1 second, and we should be able to afford that with no issues. Perfect. Now that we have our double shot, we really shouldn't struggle with popping too many balloons from this point on, especially since Obyn is starting to level up as well. He's already level 6. Now the next thing that we're going to be going for is we're going to be going for the Monkey Ace. And of course the Monkey Ace is going to be the reason why we're able to deal with the Moab. And then of course we'll drop down Obyn's Brimble Patches on round 40 as well, just to make sure that we have that little bit of extra popping power, even though it's not much. Alright, and we should be able to afford our Monkey Ace towards the end of this round, and then then I'm going to show you where to place him, and of course what flight pattern you want to have your Monkey Ace on. So you want to go ahead and place your Monkey Ace slightly above your Obyn, and then switch his attack pattern to Figure Infinite. Of course, because it's going to cover a majority of the track, and then it's the best flight pattern that I've found where it works the best. Alright, so let's go ahead and find our mouse here. Let's go ahead and upgrade to Rapid Fire, and then we're just going to be upgrading it to a tier 3. We're not going to be buying Exploding Pineapples or Spy Plane. We're just going to be going for the top tier fighter plane, and that's it. Alright, and we should be able to afford that probably on round 38, 39. And then we're going to be buying one more tower before round 40. And then we're going to start moving towards the rest of our strategy. Alright, and of course our ninja is going to be able to deal with those camo whites with no issues. And we should be able to afford the fighter plane right now. Awesome. Next thing that we're going to be going for is we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a druid as well. That way we can start getting our druids going on top of everything else that we have. So let's go ahead. As soon as we can go ahead and afford our druid, we'll go ahead and slow things down for a second. And we want to make sure that we get the best placement for the druids to start. We're going to end up lining up quite a few druids right here, but that's going to come over time. So let's go ahead and speed things back up. Let's go ahead and grab Druid Reach. We'll grab Heart of Vengeance. Then we'll go ahead and place down Obyn's Bramble Patch as well. It should help when dealing with some of the balloons. You could lose a couple of lives here. It's all dependent on how fast you can pop the Moab balloon. But now that we've done that, we are setting extremely well. Next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be going for our Balloon Jitsu Ninja Monkey. And we should be able to afford that here in just a second. Alright, so let's go ahead and sell our Monkey Ace by Balloon Jitsu. And we'll go ahead and grab ourselves the Alchemist Monkey as well. We're going to go ahead and get it in the range of our Obyn. Of course, when he's in the range of our Obyn, he's going to get a little bit more attack speed, attack power, because of course the Alchemist is a magic monkey as well. So our Obyn and our Balloon Jitsu Ninja Monkey are both getting a buff from our Alchemist, but it's perfectly alright. It's not that big a deal. Alright, so it looks like we did get the placement of our Alchemist a little off. It's not ideal that this Dart Monkey's getting a buff. Ideally, it's just Obyn and the Ninja Monkey that are getting the buff, but we're going to be selling these guys here in just a second, so it's not that big a deal. Of course, we're going to sell them as soon as we can afford to upgrade to Stronger Stimulant. Since we do have multiple monkeys that are in the range of our alchemist, we're going to go ahead and upgrade to faster throwing before we upgrade to faster stimulant. And we'll be upgrading to faster stimulant here in just 1 second, as soon as we can sell the dart monkeys to afford the stronger stimulant. So each of these dart monkeys is worth 151 a pop, so we're going to sell these guys for 450. So we need to go ahead and get enough money to basically be able to sell our dart monkeys and then still afford the stronger stimulant, because even though they're just normal darts, we're still losing quite a bit of popping power between the 3 darts, but it's going to be made up by buying stronger stimulant. Alright, now that we have this, we're going to go ahead and upgrade to Heart of Thunder, and then we're going to grab ourselves the Druid of Wrath as well. And then we're going to end up buying one more Druid here. And then the next thing that we're going to need past this is we're going to need a village. We're going to need the village, of course, because we're not going to be going for anything or a lot of towers that can see camos. Of course, we're going to go with a couple of wizards. But, of course, we're not going to be upgrading them to the bottom path. It's just going to be a 2-3-0 and a 3-2-0. So we're going to go ahead and bypass the fact that they can't see camos by buying this monkey village, so all of our towers can see camos at the same time, and we're really not going to struggle in popping them. So now that we have the two druids on the field, we're going to go ahead and start saving up for this monkey village, because of course we want to make sure that all of our towers can see camo balloons, simply because we're not going to be going for a lot of towers that can see the camos like I previously said. Alright, so we're going to be placing our monkey village right here. We're going to try and place it down as far as possible, because ideally we're able to fit a wizard above the monkey village here. I do not think we're going to be able to fit it up there, but just in case we can, it would be preferable, because of course when we upgrade to the top tier, the attack radius increase, which is what we want. So we should be able to afford the radar scanner right now. Perfect. We're not going to be upgrading to a bigger radius just yet. We want to go ahead and start saving up for this wizard monkey right here. And then we're going to go ahead and place it down towards the bottom. Try and get it as close to where he can see the other side of the track. Of course, when obyn starts to get upgraded, it's going to be a little bit better. But as of right now, this is pretty good placement for our wizard monkey. So now that we have Wall of Fire, we're going to start saving up for the Dragon's Breath, because of course round 63 is coming. On round 60, or at the end of round 62, we're going to go ahead and place down obyn's tree. That way, just in case any balloons do make it past our druids and our strategy, they're going to be picked up by obyn's tree. Even if you get bad placement on his tree, it's not going to be that big of a deal. It's just we want to make sure that we have that little bit of added security. So once this bad balloon or this BFB gets through, we can go ahead and place down the tree. This is not the ideal positioning for the tree, which is why I wanted to place it down a little bit early, just in case this happened here. So we're going to go ahead and wait until this is popped, or we can go ahead and use his tree again, because of course we want this tree to be towards the back of the map right here, and that is of course to make sure that if any balloons do make it past, we're able to deal with them. Alright, so here's our Dragon's Breath. We're going to go ahead and upgrade to Guided Magic and Arcane Blast, just to give our wizard monkey a little bit more popping power. So there's the Arcane Blast. Of course it's round 63 and we do not have... Alright, so this is one of the ideal spots to have the tree. Of course it's a little bit past our strategy here, but it's still going to be able to suck up a couple of balloons. If you can get it towards the back right here, that is the perfect positioning, because what that means is that if any of the balloons make it past and they're almost about to leave, the tree should finish them off. So now that we have this going, the next thing that we need to do is we're just going to go ahead and grab ourselves another druid and place him up here. Of course, we want to make sure that the druid is still within the radius of our obyn, because obyn should be getting to the point where he's almost level 11 if he's not already level 11 already. So of course, if you're unfamiliar with what level 11 does, it's called Nature's Clarity. All magic monkeys get a range increase and +3 feet pierce. So it's really good in conjunction with other magic monkeys. Alright, and perfect. So let's go ahead and see the range of our obyn is still working out pretty well. And now that we have all of this, we're going to go ahead and save up for another ninja. We're going to go ahead and place this. Ideally, we want to place him up here. But of course, if we can't, then it's not that big a deal. You can just place him either at the bottom of these druids here, or you can go ahead and place him down here next to this other ninja as well. So we're going to be upgrading this one to a balloon jitsu as well. Of course, we're going to need the seeking shurikens on top of everything else that we have. But right now, he can just chill up there next to the monkey village. Alright, and we should be able to afford all of the upgrades relatively quick. Like, it's not that expensive of a tower to get up to a tier 4. Even though it does cost $2,900, it is a great investment. Even though we're not going to pair it with a alchemist, it's just going to add a little bit of that extra balloon jitsu popping power that works so well. And of course, he is in the radius of obyn, so he's going to get that +5 to range, and he's also going to get that +3 to pierce. Alright, and we should be able to afford another balloon jitsu. Of course, I'm not going to place the druid within the radius of this alchemist here, because we want to make sure that we don't put too many towers within the radius of our alchemist, because we want to make sure that the towers are staying buffed as long as possible. And if we have more than the desired amount in the radius of the alchemist, then of course there's going to be towers that we want buffed that aren't going to be able to be buffed, if that makes sense to you guys. Alright, so now that we have this going, the next thing that we're going to be going for is we're going to be going for another wizard, and we're going to place this wizard in the back over here in the radius of our obyn and out of the radius of our alchemist. So right here is going to be the ideal positioning, and then we're going to be upgrading it to a tier 3. We're not going to be able to go up to tier 4 because it's too expensive, but no worries, it's going to serve its purpose perfectly fine, because once we get up to a tier 3, its range is going to drastically increase. And of course, since it is a top tier wizard, he can shoot through walls, so this building is not going to interfere with his pop ability. Alright, and we should be able to afford this upgrade relatively soon. Now that we're starting to get to the higher rounds, we're going to go ahead and place down obyn's bush. And we got another really good placement with his bush in the back, so if any balloons do make it through, the bush will be able to take care of it. Ideally, we don't let any balloons slip through to the bush, but just in case they do, we have that extra support in the back. Alright, perfect. So now we have this wizard upgraded to where we want it. Of course, his radius is pretty much covering the entire back half of the map. Plus, he's going to be able to hit the Moab balloons in this pathway as well. Alright, now that we have all of this, we're going to go ahead and buy ourselves one more tower, and we're going to buy ourselves another druid, because now that obyn is at a pretty high level, we're going to go ahead and do our best to make sure that we get him in the radius of the monkey village as well. And we're just going to be upgrading it to the same pathway that we have all of the other druids, with the Heart of Thunder and then the Druid of Wrath as well. We're going to be going to try and go for a Pop Lust if we can afford it before round 80. I don't think we will be able to, but again, it's not going to be that big a deal. Alright, so here is the Druid of Wrath, and if we can get ourselves a Pop Lust, it would be great for round 80. But again, if we can't, it's not going to be that big a deal. It's not really going to change the game too much. Alright, and then on at the start of round 80, we're going to go ahead and drop obyn's Bramble Patch, just to make sure that we get that little bit of extra popping power against the Oh My God. Alright, so now that it is round 79, we're going to wait just a little bit longer, and then we're going to go ahead and drop down obyn's Bramble Patch to make sure that we have that. Okay, we did not get the good positioning. Again, it's not that big a deal. Now we have a little bit of money left over. We can go ahead and place ourselves down another druid, because of course we do have the Pop Lust. It's going to get a little bit of a buff. Now we really don't mind what upgrade pass we have. This is kind of a bonus tower just to help out with the Oh My God. Let's go ahead and drop down another Brambles Patch, and the Oh My God should get popped roughly when he reaches the monkey village right here, because all of our towers are able to hit it. And then the brilliant rumble patch is going to do a little bit of work, and then of course our tree is going to suck up the rest of the balloons. But anyways guys, that is officially how you beat half cash mode on Town Center with no monkey knowledge. I hope this guide helps you out. If you enjoyed or if it helped you out, please feel free to drop a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please feel free to subscribe as well. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers, so massive thank you for that. But anyways guys, as always, I hope you guys have the most amazing day of your lives, and I will see you guys in the next one.